Puta, me enredé en la silla. ¡Ah! Ok. Ya Fanny está ahí frente al horno. ¡Fanny! Dejé tu jugo frente al hornito. Que no se te olvide.
Watch her forget.
She will forget.
I have no idea what's going on.
No, I'm ready.
I'm
We're
the only one who doesn't know Spanish here, so I'm like,
We're planning
Sure.
world domination. Right, girls?
Exactamente.
Okay, I'm ready. I got my
Okay.
juice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Your hosts are here with our guest, Advo from Evil Guacamole Gaming, and we are continuing Phoenix Wright to Ace Attorney.
Come shoot.
Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence.
why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier?
Drama.
Yeah, pretty much. You're kind of scary today, you know, pal?
Come now, Mr. Wright. There is no need for that kind of attitude in my court.
The prosecution's using a whip.
I can do whatever I want.
I've noticed.
Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. And screaming.
Glare.
This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime.
Maya's costume? You mean a cosplay? She worked real hard on it.
Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her.
Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else?
I
What
wonder.
does she wear underneath?
Another robe. As you can
I was about to
see,
say that.
it's covered in blood.
There's blood on the costume.
Lab results show that it is the victim's blood.
Oh, right. Man, blood? I didn't expect that.
Blood?
I didn't expect blood in a murder trial.
Whoa!
So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. Irk.
Orc.
Where there any other clues you could glean?
Francisca
From
just
this
looks at him and is like, I speak better English than you.
Were there any other clues that you could glean from this piece of evidence?
Where?
We're there.
Well, I don't know about where, but
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Time to move on.
Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Of course.
Now even the judge is on her side.
She has a whip.
But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do?
Further, further.
Further, further.
Why is
Murder.
Ms. Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. I can't see any particularly interesting points of this. There must be a clue somewhere on this costume.
Of course not.
Just have to look harder. Maybe I can spot it.
Mr. Wright.
Yeah, place a hole in her carefully crafted testimony.
Ooh, I like it.
Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it.
Excuse me? How
I just
dare
stole your
you?
joke.
You're gonna be put under arrest
mu-
for that.
It's like my time is up. So about the cosplay. Slam. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What?
What are you talking about, pal?
She know.
Where is this problem you are talking about?
I've come this far. There's no turning back now.
So he had no idea.
Problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. This hem job is terrible.
Yeah, look at that.
I think on the shoulder. You go a little
Right
bit down. Yeah, there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
But maybe. Oh shit! My hand flipped.
Then, Coco.
Okay.
Shit! I asked the court. Asked the court to please take a look at this area of the costume.
I asked the court to
This
please
whole area.
The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here.
a hole, but that wasn't in the report.
You're all blind people. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder.
Yes, put your nose right on it there, Judge.
Nothing,
smells-
nothing creepy about the judge smelling Maya's costume.
It smells like gunpowder.
And a little bit of lavender.
And a little bit of cocaine. Gunpowder? No one ever told me.
A hole that smells of gunpowder. I wonder what could that mean?
It looks like I found the hole I was looking for.
Good God.
Hey.
Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that this must be a bullet hole.
What?
Gasp!
Dun, dun,
Hole?
You mean a hole made by a bullet? Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record's fears before anything else.
Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir.
Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding?
Her
How
hairy
many
hand in
whips
her
does she
gloves.
have?
You don't wanna know.
Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more.
Objection? How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight.
True though. Well, I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then
You can't figure this one out on your own, Judge?
hmm?
You sounded a little like Kermit there.
Hi, Hole.
Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony.
Hi, Hole. Kermit, the defense attorney here.
Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't?
You could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal.
So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder change drastically.
We're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict on this testimony alone? Have to somehow find a critical contradiction and then I'll have her.
No, you don't. She's for us.
Never.
Yes. I actually can't remember any of the evidence, so I'll just trust Goku.
Seek the Gumshoe. I couldn't sleeve this one alone.
Nice. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling.
He said that my client killed a person without a doubt was not fighting back.
Yeah, I did.
Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean?
What does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means.
What it really means?
Really,
So you
really?
think, huh? It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back?
You're right!
It will seem that way.
I love how the judge reacts to stuff like he's watching a reality show.
I know, right?
There's this beautiful gif of him just eating popcorn and you see the objections flying over his head.
Oh, I want to see it.
That was actually a point in the... I gotta tell you guys about the sketch play later. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it will change everything.
Oh, right. The wind seems to be shifting. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh?
Huh.
There it is again.
Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Miss Von Karma?
It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty.
Ah!
Why, that's right.
Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all.
No! Crap!
Well, yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
How so?
Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Stop bullying, Gumshoe.
No bully.
During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it.
This scenario you have put together does make sense.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest.
There is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not?
Hmm?
When channeling was the Kurain channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor.
I don't believe it. She even studied up on the crane channeling technique.
Of course.
Like a proper person, she prepared. Like
Is that
a professional.
Just moan?
Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you were talking about. I didn't quite get it.
Just remember, I'm perfect.
Alright.
All right,
Okay.
Judge. Do you remember when Maya Fey was beside me and then suddenly had boobs?
I do seem to remember that, yeah.
He remembers boobs?
Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony.
Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir.
So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him.
But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad.
How bad would you say it was? How bad was it?
Actually, I went to give blood the other day. And afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness.
They did not give
Ah!
you a cookie.
What were you saying, Kanetsu?
Oh, I said, did they not give you a cookie and some juice?
Oh, yes they did. That's the most food I've had in a week.
Oh no!
Let Gumshoe eat.
So sorry.
Are you suggesting that the doctor would have been fine if he had gotten his juice and cookies?
Yes.
He's out there bleeding to death, and it's like, oh no, here. It's like, this is much better.
Of course.
We'll just put a band-aid on this.
Everyone knows eating heals your HP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially wild turkey.
While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun.
Bang, bang.
Where in the world did that pistol come from?
His pocket.
It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day.
But a handgun? Are those legal in Japanifornia?
I guess.
He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder, so I guess not.
not then.
No. This.
I mean, you could still buy off the black market something that is often legal. Why did Dr.
Could.
Gray bring a gun?
I mean, I know guns are not really legal in Japan, but since this is Japanifornia, I don't know.
Yeah. Is he taking precautions against something?
Wait, they are or they aren't?
They really, they
It is almost
They
impossible.
can- yeah, that's the
get a
thing.
gun in Japan. You
Okay.
can, if it takes a few years to get approved, you have to do a lot of testing, and then
you need
You
to have
can-
a reason to
yeah,
have one.
and
You
you
need
can
to
ha-
make a course, and you can. In some cases, I believe you can, or I believe always. I don't know if always, or in some cases you can't keep it at home. You have to keep it at your local police place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
you have to tell the police where you keep your gun, and you have to keep the ammunition and the gun in separate rooms.
Yeah. No, but I
And then
know-
you have to go back and like get rechecked.
And the only weapons you can get are BB guns and shotguns. I don't
Okay.
know why those specifically, although neither are particularly good at murder killing. So
But yeah, like not even most of police have guns, I believe.
Yeah,
yeah,
they walk around with like just what are they called, those sticks?
batons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have your sticks.
They have-
Is he taking precautions against something?
But that's Japan. We don't know about Japanifornia.
The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed.
So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but that's what I'd think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt.
No. The defendant then picked up the opening, and that still trips me up because that's not a very good sentence.
Pick up on the opening.
Yeah.
It's weird. Wouldn't it be better like says that she took advantage of the opening or something?
Yeah.
The defendant then took advantage of the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it.
Yeah, I've corrected the game.
Kimi for editor.
Yay!
Maya has never fired a gun before in her life.
It can't be that hard, I guess.
The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it by pulling the trigger. Don't get any smart ideas, pal.
Hey, I have lots of gun experience. I go to the arcade all the time. I am a Time Cop winner.
Plays House of the Dead on hard.
Even me. I wonder. I could be a gun guy.
Gasp.
Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect.
It wasn't when I beat your dad.
Well, he's a special case.
It's not gonna be when I beat you. Testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I could feel it.
The truth.
Okay, so I mentioned in a previous episode that I have a big problem with this case, and I said I'd bring it up when it comes up. So the assumption is that she killed while channeling.
Yes.
But Von Karma knows that channeling completely, like, you're not the person there. She studied up on it. So she should know that if it really happened, that she channeled somebody and the person took over her and killed somebody, then she knows it wasn't Maya that did it.
But just because she looked into it doesn't mean she believes or that she cares.
Well, but
there's also the fact that even Maya is saying, no, I'm responsible for this because I should have been able to control the spirit.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it's kind of hard to really apply a real life logic to spirit channeling. So, but I mean, honestly, I kind of feel there's some sense in that because if you get killed because someone did a poor job, then there is some responsibility there.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Von Karma just cares about getting a guilty verdict because she wants to get revenge on Phoenix. So
that's true too.
I don't think she will care either way.
Well, but it is entered into testimony essentially in this case. The nature of the channeling, like it's accepted that channeling is a real thing and part of what's going on. It's not just Von Karma that knows this. Of course, she'll turn everything to whatever way she can.
No, but even though like it's treated like as a very common thing here, it's actually, from what I remember, like not a lot of people believe in it.
And of course, we go back to the idea that she still should have been able to control the spirit. It's pretty much like negligent.
She
I guess that would be the way to describe it in this court. Her client died because of her negligence, so she's responsible.
That's an interesting way to say it, yeah, that it will be a kind of negligence because she should be able to control the spirit.
He seemed to know what the danger of it was because he brought a gun.
Yeah, Admiral, but you need. At the end of the day, it's still a person killed someone. They are not going to take these things into account. They're going to take the outcome, and that's what she's being tried for.
Yeah, and it's not like there was a contract either signed or something that said like, "Hey, this could be dangerous. You could die. Please sign this to acquit us of any guilt or whatever the word is."
They definitely should look into that after this.
Yeah. But I mean, it is a very good point that you brought up the whole pistol thing, and I will tap into why at the end of the case. But
missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing.
What do you mean?
This little hole actually created a huge hole in your testimony.
Here we go again.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on the costume?
Gunpowder burn?
This is what you testified to earlier. When something is shot from... when something is shot from point blank, the burn hole is left around the bullet hole.
Oh!
But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. I like that. I'm imitating Gumshoe, but I'm imitating my Gumshoe instead of the Gumshoe in this case.
All gumshoes are valid.
True.
That is a very good point. Sidhu disagrees. And what exactly does this mean?
It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Get used to it.
No. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away.
I mean, I think it's pretty much based in science, but I implore you to disprove my line of thinking.
Fine. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that?
As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far away after that.
Adrenaline.
Well, then. That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some distance between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There. That should satisfy even you.
I'm never satisfied.
That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Something doesn't make sense. There is a fatal flaw in your argument, Your Honor. In her argument. That you two.
What?
Everyone's arguments are flawed.
Even mine! Fatal.
Especially mine. So, yeah.
Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation.
There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. Must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking.
Take that!
This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic.
What is that? A folding screen? Where did you took it from?
I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen.
Ah!
All I think about when Lucajin played this, she is like, "Oh no, watch your bra."
Or like, oh, mine boobies.
It looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Who? Where? What?
Not you, Gumshoe. You didn't know what I was talking about.
Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
I'm trying, pal.
It's okay. Are these two really that clueless? Yeah, they are. The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Either that or somebody shot from behind the screen. Order, order!
That's me. But okay.
Arrest Advo on charges of thievery.
Order! Order! This changes everything.
Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area.
Outside.
Think?
Like right in
I
front
think
of
it's
it?
behind the screen.
Oh no.
No?
Go on.
Here!
Behind the folding screen?
Ah,
The victim and the attacker were fighting, were they not? Then what would the attacker be doing all the way back there? Besides which, if the attacker was behind the folding screen, then how could the victim even know where to shoot? It's obviously impossible.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mr. Right.
I love his dumb face.
Boy, did I just screw up royally. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. Man, I can't remember this one. I thought it was behind the screen.
Is
I
it
think you're
in
thinking
front?
ahead.
Yeah, wasn't she just like in front of him?
Yeah. Somewhere around here, maybe.
Nah, this is wrong too.
Damn.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, Judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. Or Maya's aunt.
Did someone call?
Yes. That is, I mean,
Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up.
What?
Sure.
In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright.
I think.
I think it is right,
Of
like, right on the
course.
hole.
Whoop.
Yeah, because it went right through her sleeve and through the thing. Right?
True.
So maybe just like right in front of it?
Since it was so low on her sleeve.
She was standing here, near the folding screen.
Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that?
That's your
Is-
fault.
Okay. Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim?
That's impossible.
But why?
Making sound itself.
You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Zvan Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume.
Oh, I didn't even. Costume, Mr. Phoenix, right? You.
I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
It changes everything, because that's the way we progress.
Yes.
Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. Up is down, left is right, black is white. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen?
Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike?
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense.
Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job.
Hey, don't bully Gumshoe.
No bully.
Oh, I thought I was yelling at Von Karma. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster?
You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. No, talk to me that way.
All the things they inherit. Why did it have to be that smarmy smile?
Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic?
Huh? How is it all my fault?
Yeah, how's it Gumshoe's fault?
It's always Gumshoe's fault.
Excuse you. I'll fight you.
With my VIP.
That's a win-win situation there.
What? Oh, crap, I missed something again.
You can start repairing your standing by first removing that goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later.
You've been whipping him all day.
Punishment?
Well, then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face.
I think Coco would like to take that punishment for Gumshoe.
Mm-hmm.
Gumshoe, I'll be your whipping boy.
I think it's time to call in the next witness.
And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Farewell.
I don't want to think about what they're going to do with that. Wow, thank you, Giant Miss. Our tribe, the Pinezilus. Pinezilus? Okay, we'll be happy. Great. Just don't do your mating ritual in front of a child, please. And now I'll open the door. Just a second. Hey!
And he's dead. Ouch! Are you alright, Sebastian?
Oh my god.
Sebastian?
Okay. I was like, oh my god, he died. I'm alright, miss. Yes. Just knocked
Good.
myself out.
Well, thank you. You opened the door.
You're welcome, Giant Miss. Fabio?
Gay pie cones confirmed.
Oh my god, he's in the bushes right there! Okay. Oh, he's gonna run away now. Oh, I have to go, miss. Is gay pine cones confirmed? Good night!
With a name like Fabio and Sebastian, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Hey, Fabio, wait for me. I have the leather. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh.
Also, just thinking about Fabio and like the I can't believe it's not butter commercials from when I was a kid. The world's greatest romance cover model in the fucking butter commercial. Shades ships Sebastian. Great.
Alright, I can't dig with a broom. There's nothing in here I could use.
I want that watering can though.
I keep hearing
Hearing
something.
what?
Something.
Coco?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if I want to.
Is it spooky, scary skeleton stuff?
It's not spooky. It's just.
Is it horrible, horny noises from pine cones? I'm gonna unmute the stream. Hold on.
You can hear it, right?
Oh my god! No! Why?